Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. It's the 2nd of January, February, March, April, May. The 2nd of May. How lame is that? I had to count on my fingers. At any rate, if I'm talking too loud, it's because I suddenly woke up and my ear was full of blood, literally, and I can't hear out of one of my ears right now. And that's just one of the few really strange things that's happened to me as of late, the last several days. So, whatever. Along with that, 17 of my videos in the last 2 months have been taken down. I showed you that video yesterday, but it is what it is. Check this out, all right? You see this? Michigan National Guard to test prisoners for COVID-19 in the UP. I don't know what the UP means. Upper Peninsula, right? Medical specialists from the Michigan National Guard are assisting Michigan Department of the DOC to test. Now, let me tell you something. There is no need in the world for a national emergency to bring in soldiers, ever. We have plenty of people that would be more than happy to volunteer their time. The DOC, the Department of Corrections, is one of the biggest lobbyists in the country, so they have more than enough manpower, etc., etc. There's no reason for this. But let me show you a little something I learned the other day. Check out this video I took 2 days ago in West Plains, Missouri. I'm in West Plains, Missouri. People that have lived here their entire lives have never seen this many vehicles. Holy shit. Okay, so after I took this video, I went and spoke to a couple of neighbors, the people directly across the street. They did not want to be in video, but they said they've lived in West Plains, Missouri their entire lives. They're out in the middle of the Ozarks. West Plains is in the middle of nowhere. And I said, when did these trucks show up? She said, they weren't here. We woke up in the morning and they were all here. So they didn't see all these vehicles. Look at these things. Look at what's on these particular trucks. Let me show you this again. Because I love how people think this is just fear porn, this is all make-believe, and this isn't real. The top of these personnel carriers over here have turrets on them. Turrets are for a large gun or an anti-crowd device. Look at all the Hummers. You see the Hummers? All of them have turrets. That's so they can help you. They can shoot testing kits at you, etc. But you see this? This showed up in the middle of the night. They weren't here, and then they were here the next morning. I spoke to two people that lived in this neighborhood. Why won't this play? I'm talking to myself. Why won't this play? I didn't mean to say that. I'm sorry. I can't hear out of one ear. I'm covered with a rash. My ankles are all... Something bad's happening to me, and I can't figure out why. But whatever. All these vehicles showed up overnight. They weren't there, and then they were there. Well, here's your answer. Because they're going to use the military to help. The military is going to come in and help. Now, I talked to a couple of local militia members in Missouri, because Missouri still has militia, and I spoke to the owner of Twin Pines Gun Shop, and he sent me a link, and I'll see if I can find this for you. A couple of his buddies are 18-wheeler drivers, and they were telling him that they were bringing massive amounts of ammunition out to, I believe, Utah. And he's like, I can't believe that. And they said, well, here's the coordinates. Check this out. And here they are. I just downloaded them 2 seconds ago. So here's one. These are the ammo dumps. And this is from a satellite, apparently. That's an awful lot of ammo being brought into the United States. Is that troops returning from home? Do you see what I mean? It's unbelievable. That's a serious amount, and especially for someone that owns a gun shop to point this out to me. And this is the location. And of course, they're going to give you some bullshit story, but just there it is. There it is, there it is, there it is, there it is. At any rate. So, back in January 7th, January 7th, before this entire thing broke out, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to remind you what I told you. Now, before I play this, pay attention to what Nicholson 1968 is talking about. I just find it's a very strange coincidence.
Better find out where the temple of God is and you cannot put anything or merge anything with it. It's not supposed to be done that way. So
that one thing you just said about getting rid of one of the best ways to get rid of the money is because everybody touches it and there's a germ. We were talking about the Bill Gates funding MIT and Bill Gates backing him, of course, because Bill loves people. He's always trying to help people out, whether he's poking your children with a needle or spraying things in front of the sun so you don't get that pesky sunburn. Bill loves people. They have the invisible ink tattoo that can be read remotely so they can tell if you've gotten your vaccines. Why would they need that unless there was a pandemic? That's the next step. And that ties right into what you just said. That'll do just like they always do. It'll be multifaceted, force everyone, or actually make everybody want a vaccine because nobody wants to get sick, and then get rid of the money. And of course they'll be. Now, I'm not playing this again to say, see, we were right, but we were right. And the way we could figure out that this was coming was the information that they were putting out there. They always show you what's coming. But the war on cash is completely ludicrous. They're telling you because everyone touches it. Well, if that's the case, if they can't have cash anymore, the war on cash is specifically so people like myself, we can't live. I live strictly on cash. That's it. I save up, I travel, and repeat and repeat. If they have control over all your finances, every single thing you've done to live up to this point, you'll pay them what you owe them or what they say you owe them first. And whatever's left to feed your family, to clothe your family, etc., is what will be left over. If this was true, if it was because cash, everyone touches it, well, then they'd need to shut down Walmarts and Burger Kings and everything else because everyone touches everything. It's complete and total bullshit, and it's predictable bullshit because before this even broke out in the United States, I told you this is what the plan was going to be, and it is. Check this out. Nicholson sent me a text the other night, and it said contact tracing. And I said, what are you talking about? He left me a link, and the link wouldn't open, and I couldn't get a hold of him again. Well, it turns out contact tracing is something where they will be able to tell everybody that you met with, the person that you met with that day, everyone that they met, so forth and so on. And some people, even on the alternative media, are trying to make an excuse for this, saying, well, they already trace you right now with your cell phones. Great. They trace you right now with your cell phones, but now they're going to have an army of people tracing you. An army of people tracing you with your cell phones. Do you see what I'm saying? This is just going to be the new world order, worse than we could ever imagine, and they're not going to stop this entire thing until their objectives are completed. They're already silencing people on the internet. They're already taking down videos. They're getting their AI up and running. And the certain things they need out of the way are things like protesters. I've met a lot of people in the last several months, and I've only met a couple of people that actually seriously want to protest. Not too many people are doing anything different than they were the day before this happened. Do you see what I'm saying? And of course, here we go. Bill Gates' favorite agenda is getting rid of meat because that all ties into global warming. Bill Gates is behind global warming. Bill Gates is behind the coronavirus. Bill Gates is behind biometric 2020, ID 2020. Bill Gates is behind everything, or he's the person that they're putting out there. I love these pop-ups, man. But Bill Gates apparently also has eyes in the sky. Eyes in the sky, just like Elon Musk did. Do you guys remember voting for any of this stuff? Where we have 24-hour-a-day surveillance in the sky, real-time surveillance at all times in the sky, watching every single solitary thing you do. Plus, they can just shut off your money because they're going to get rid of cash. Plus, they'll have an army of contact tracing people that'll be following you around. This entire thing is a hoax, but this is what they're using to bring in the New World Order. And I'd have to tell you, even up to the moment right now, national parks are closed. I went to the Land Between the Lakes in Kentucky, and everybody's running around wearing masks. And it's amazing how many Americans have fallen for this hook, line, and sinker still. To this day, we're going on 2 months since Trump declared a national emergency. I still have yet to meet a single solitary person that had a family member die or knows somebody that died from COVID-19. But I'll tell you what, all the videos that I had up with doctors, nurses, etc., explaining how COVID is nothing more than a mild cold. YouTube's finally taken them all down, all of them. So you may want to pay attention to the doctors that are still up on YouTube that are going viral, because this guy can afford people like Dr. Buttar and Dr. Shiva. He can afford people like this that are up there guiding you in the exactly wrong direction. Believe it or don't. Richie from Boston. I haven't been in Boston in a long time, and there are already 5,000 people have already been contact traced. One of my subscribers, Dan Clemens, has been keeping me posted on Massachusetts, and it said coronavirus contact tracing program has reached 5,000 people so far as the state seems to reduce pandemic spread. Massachusetts was one of the first places to actually implement this entire bullshit thing, which is why I got out of Massachusetts right away. If you've got anything of interest, I don't want other YouTube links, email it to me at rjcjr10@yahoo.com. You got military movements, you got real-time information, you want to meet up with me, or you just want to kill me, or you're going to threaten me in a YouTube video like a brain surgeon, email me. Or don't. I'm out.